Testimony from today's January 6 hearing was nothing but jaw-dropping. Cassidy Hutchinson, a former top advisor to President Trump's chief of staff, Mark Meadows, revealing stunning new details about what happened that violent and deadly day.
And he had said, "Did you effing hear what happened in the Beast?" I said, "No, Tony, I just got back." "What happened?" The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel. And when Mr. Renato had recounted this story to me, he had motioned towards his clavicles.
Hutchinson wasn't even in the car when any of this happened. She says this one Secret Service agent told her about it. But the agent says, "No, I didn't."
I was in the vicinity of a conversation where I overheard the president say something to the effect of, he had responded something to the effect of, said something to the effect of, "There's a lot going on, Cass." Mr. Cipollone said something to the effect of, the president said something to the effect of, he said something to the effect of.
Why, once I met this guy who knew this guy, 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 who knew this guy's cousin.